Alright guys, Skrapz here, back again today. Fair few things to talk about again today. Of course, yesterday we talked about this big news. Hex to NRG, leaving OpTic Gaming finally as the CEO, as he has been in the past, joining NRG now as the co-CEO of that company. Insane things. Honestly, just such a dramatic day in Call of Duty history. Today, we have some news actually, or, rumors supposedly related to the names of the franchises we're going to get next season. If you guys are new to all of this stuff, and first of all, thanks for all the support on yesterday's video. Speaking of being new to something, so many new subscribers off the back of yesterday's content. Truly incredible stuff. Thank you very much, and if you are new here, then hopefully you will stick around for a very long time, because I don't plan to stop doing these kind of videos anytime soon. So the rumors have it that we have some names that have been claimed as under like patents effectively, on trademarks for these particular names for CoD teams next season, and this is exciting stuff. If you guys are new, as what I was getting to, cities this season are going to be named. So we've got a franchise league, every team is based around a city, and the city is going to have a name similar to what we see in the States, for example. And most of you guys are from the States, I'm sure you're very familiar with the NBL, the NBL, combine two things, the NBA, the NFL, the baseball teams, etc., related, of course, to, the city name, and then you have a name following that. So we've got a couple of rumours today related to that for Call of Duty, so that's what we're going to get into. Like, if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you are new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. And let's hop right on board here. So firstly, we have this from Lionman. Thought this was really cool, just to follow up from yesterday's video. Hector, events with OpTic 70, 20 rosters managed, average placing of about 4, series win-loss is insane, championships won, and of course the World Championship in Infinite Warfare. So a couple of Modern Warfare things to look through. So first of all, if you guys aren't on PlayStation, the post-launch maps and modes will be available on all platforms at the same time. I think, PlayStation partnership, there's some sort of advantage there, but the majority of content, I think maybe day one, there's some more content for PlayStation, but after that, everything is going to be at the same time, so that's really good news. Also, just to mention this, so cross-play between, I believe, console and PC. I'm not sure about cross-play between, Xbox and PS4. I imagine that is still on for ranked play, but it's been announced by Activision that there are no plans currently to support crossplay in ranked play or competitive tournaments. So obviously good news, right, for console players. You wouldn't want to be going into a ranked play match and one of your random teammates happens to be using keyboard and mouse, and therefore you get paired up against players that also are using keyboard and mouse on the other team. Wouldn't be what you want to see, right? So good that they're not enabling crossplay for that in that sense, console versus PC, but I don't know whether they're still got it enabled for PS4 and Xbox. Hopefully that is the case, but I guess not the end of the world if it's not. Couple of things to mention here with Attach and FaZe Clan more generally. Over the last few days, a lot of stuff's been going on, so I probably missed it, but Attach and Zuma are both taken FaZe Clan out of their bio, something that was there before as far as I'm aware, and it's not here now as you can see on Attach, and it's not here on Zuma either, so that's a pretty big deal. Obviously, franchising has brought a lot of excitement, hopefully it'll bring a lot of new people into the game. Exciting times ahead, I think, but at the same time we have to think about the organizations that we're losing as a result of their, of course, FaZe Clan disappearing off the face of the earth. They still have it in their names, but we know that they're probably going elsewhere, and FaZe Clan haven't secured a spot, because if we hadn't heard about it, there's 12 teams now confirmed. If there is rumored to be a few more, then we'll have to see, but still, with them taking out their bio, as far as I'm aware, it does really seem like that's what's going to be happening. So let's talk through some player rumors. Kleenex says the following: apparently he has maybe signed with a team. Now, it's difficult to say with the contract and all this stuff. A lot of players have been tweeting this. Definitely implies that there has been some signing going on, but where exactly this has happened is obviously we don't know, right? And the thing is also, is he signed as a main player, or is he signed as a substitute? If he was signed as a main player, you'd have thought that would have been done first, which maybe means that he is indeed going to be on a starting lineup somewhere, which would be exciting, especially considering how well he played at Champs and how much of a name he's made for himself. So exciting times, and we'll have to see how it goes. Of course, a lot of you guys asking when exactly we will know all the confirmations. I cannot be sure at all, because we know that the franchise league is going to start in 2020. So theoretically, these discussions would go on with players for a long time. My thinking is that probably within a couple of weeks, we will get some announcements on full rosters if they are being put together, especially considering we have a lot of rumors now surrounding Atlanta, surrounding the Chicago team. So if that is the case, I'm expecting that we get a couple of news rumors, like announcements is what I was really going for, of those news and rumors in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully we'll get maybe 1 or 2, and then within the month we might get a couple more, and then, you know, in 6 weeks time, then all the players should be in the spots they're meant to be, and we might be waiting, you know, a few more announcements. Hopefully that's the case. We'd hopefully get all the announcements done by the time that Modern Warfare launches. But I don't really know what's going to happen the first couple of months because the CDL officially doesn't start till 2020. So honestly, as I say, it could last a long time, but I think we'll get some announcements in the relatively near future, hopefully. Also, just to mention here, so, and people stop replying with London. So, okay, I'll go back to this tweet in a few minutes time related to something else, but Intel Call of Duty Wild, you still don't know where I landed. You know, a gorilla kind of monkey type emoji thing going on here, which is very interesting. We'll get to that in a second. And people stop replying with London. My brother already told you we ain't playing together. Does this mean that his brother Wuskin is on the London team? You know, maybe. And, well, who knows? Obviously, he could be baiting. Now, his brother has said, Wuskin, that they're not teaming together. I don't know what this implies. Skrapz is playing all these baiting games right now, so I wouldn't read into it, but I thought it was interesting nonetheless. Marty, Laser Chicken on the Toronto team, Splyce, says the following. I know that Reddit is dying to know, and I can't tell you, yes, we've been excited for contracts shaping up. And I don't even know if this is a tweet I was looking for. I think I was looking for another one that said, obviously I've saved it incorrectly. What I was looking for was this tweet here. Everyone else is doing it, so why don't I? Basically talking about how, yeah, I think there was another tweet. We'll be able to announce when ready. So things are set in stone, or at least people are being signed on that Toronto team. There's really been no rumors surrounding it, which is interesting. This is very interesting though. Pristini, I will coach at this point. I do not care. Sign me up. I've never been so close to quitting. Pretty emotional player, of course, Pristini, but this is wild. A reigning world champion, a player that honestly was pretty damn underrated on that E-United team. I don't think they win the championship without Pristini doing a lot of the dirty work that he did. He made a lot of space. He obviously isn't expected to shine because, you know, the rest of his teammates are going to shine. Like, you're not expecting Pristini to go off. You got Arcity, Simp, and Abizi on a team, and you've got Clayster who's going to put up 1.0s, and he's going to go off in search. So Pristini honestly made so much space for his team. It's crazy to see how he hasn't been signed yet. I'll come up with something. Thanks for the kind words, everyone. And just to make sure it's not bait, he says, someone replies here with, you know, this is bait, and he replies, haha, yeah, bait, obviously being sarcastic. Like, you know, I can't believe the situation he's going through, which is honestly insane, but you know, we'll have to see what goes going forward. Okay, so let's get into these naming situations. This is an article from Double Tab Esports. I'll leave it linked down below. One of the Los Angeles CoD League franchises could be named the Los Angeles Guerrillas. So Guerrillas kind of related to guerrilla warfare, which I think was from the Vietnam War. You know, not like a real guerrilla, but apparently that's the name they're going for, which is interesting. According to documents filed last week with the US Patent and Trademark Office, patent however you want to pronounce it, 2 trademarks were filed for Los Angeles Guerrillas and LA Guerrillas. The owner of both is listed as KSE Call of Duty. KSE is short for Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, which was already announced as owner of the Los Angeles franchise and already the owner of the Los Angeles Gladiators. So this is pretty indicative, right? Like there's no getting around it. This is very likely. Included in the application is goods and services, including downloadable computer application software for mobile phones, namely software featuring information in the field of esports. So I'll leave this article linked down below so you guys can click on these links and go and look things up for yourself. But yeah, very interesting stuff and very likely. And now let's get back to that tweet. Skrapz, in a lot of his things lately, has been using this gorilla kind of monkey emoji, as I said. And well, obviously it's a gorilla. Now, does that say anything? I think it could be very likely that it is, because I've really been noticing that he's got it in his Twitter name, he's got it in his tweets, a lot of the things he's been doing. So whether that means something, I would say it's quite likely it does mean something. Maybe he's in Los Angeles, bit of a stretch, bit of speculation, but you know, we love that stuff, right? So moving onwards here, we have another one from by Adam Fitch, UK Esports Reporter of the Year. A trademark for London Ravens was filed last week, and its classification suit an esports team perfectly. High at London COD. Interestingly, they did a tweet, I think, earlier today saying, yo, what should we call our team? Whatever. And, this is what has happened. So this could be a very interesting indication going forwards of how we're going to get this kind of intel, looking up trademarks. And, of course, you can do things, right? You can see who people are playing in the beta with. You can see who's following each other on Twitter and that. But maybe now, going into the patents and trademarks, you can find the London Ravens filing date 9th September 2019, so just over a week ago. And to follow up with this, so these are the things that it was, filed as the patent under. So clothing, footwear, headgear. So I'm guessing we're talking merchandise here. Promotion and management of a video gaming sports team. Public relations, advertising, marketing, business management, business administration and office function. All the aforesaid relating to the video gaming industry. Providing access to an electronic sports and video gaming web portal. And moving onwards from that. So, honestly, if this isn't the case that it's the London Ravens and it isn't the case that it's the Los Angeles Guerrillas, I'd be pretty damn surprised. We also have another Los Angeles spot to talk about, the one that Immortals own. Supposedly going to be called the Los Angeles OpTic, because Immortals have dropped all the other OpTic teams, which means that their brand no longer exists anywhere else, which means it's okay to have them in the name of the Los Angeles spot, in theory. Not 100% sure on that, but we'll just have to see how it goes. To finish the video, I wanted to have a chat through a few Modern Warfare thoughts from some of the pros here. So Crimsic says, headshot multiplayer needs to stay. Headies are already powerful enough with it in, and the fire rate from the guns, the time between shot to shot is significantly shorter than other CODs. After playing this game for 3 days, imagine how campy it would be without the headshot multiplier. Interesting stuff here, considering, usually headshot multiplier, a lot of the headshots are pretty random when they happen. Obviously, there is flinch involved, but as he says, maybe there's not too much flinch going on. So, interesting take from Crimsix, and Aches has a lot of thoughts on it, as he tends to do. If they put the minimap back to normal and scrap the UAV, game will be phenomenal. Adjust headshot multiplier, Aches decides to say, and swap some perks around. He likes Dead Silence being a field order. He thinks the time to kill is perfect, and I'm kind of inclined to agree here for a boots on the ground game. I did like Black Ops 4 after a while, and I did like, I've liked time to kills in pretty much all games. They have their positives and their negatives, because if you have a high time to kill, it means like Black Ops 4, you have to hit a lot of shots to kill someone, and also, it's a very fast-paced game. It means you can take some risks and get away with it. But, and in Respawn, it probably makes the gameplay a bit better. It means that your SMG players aren't left out to dry completely and they have a chance to win a gunfight. But with a lower time to kill, so a faster time to kill, it makes search and destroy much better, because if you're punished for making bad plays, and I think that's what Aches is getting at here. Lower time to kill equals higher skill gap. I probably will expand on this in another video if there's nothing much going on, because it's an interesting concept. Some people say higher time to kill, you have to hit more shots. That increases the skill gap. Aches is making the opposite argument, which I think both are kind of valid. And he continues on with here. In conclusion, spawns are the only thing I have a true gripe about. And Paddy P follows up the following, just for the last thing to mention today. Another reason I feel like the beta was campier is because they removed score streaks and went back to kill streaks. Even in headquarters and domination, teammates wouldn't even want to try and capture it, which I do think is an issue. For competitive, obviously not a big deal, because people are going to be going for the objective anyway. But for public matches this year, especially with the, it seemed to me like there was a lot of skill-based matchmaking going on in the beta. A lot of people have been talking about that as well. It definitely felt like that to me, because past betas, whatever, I've been just trashing people. This time, it's been a much harder time. Have to see if they tune that for next weekend. So yeah, like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new as always. Leave your thoughts on all the stuff I discussed today down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.